For decades, the health establishment told us a lie. They said that once you reached adulthood, your brain was fixed. Welcome to Dr. Levitas. They told us that you possess a set number of neurons, and as you age, they slowly die off like leaves in autumn, never to return. That was the old science. The new science tells a completely different and frankly, mind-blowing story. The viral truth is that you can physically grow new brain cells right now, at age 30, 50, or 80. You can increase the size of your memory center and thicken your cortex. But for most of the population, the biological switch that allows this to happen is turned off. Today, we are talking about BDNF, the Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor. In the neuroscience world, we call this Miracle-Gro for the brain. We are going to explore how to turn the faucet on to flood your brain with this fertilizer, why sprinting might be smarter than jogging, and why sugar is essentially pouring bleach on your neural garden. Please take a second to hit the like button and leave a comment. Your engagement is a huge help to the channel. So what exactly is this marvelous substance? BDNF is a protein encoded by your genes. It acts as a growth factor. In the brain, specifically in the hippocampus, where your memories are stored, and the cortex where thinking happens, BDNF does two critical things. 1. Survival. It protects your existing neurons from dying under stress. 2. Neurogenesis. It stimulates the growth of new neurons and synapses. Think of your brain like a dense forest. Without BDNF, the trails get overgrown, the trees wither, and connections are lost. With high BDNF, the forest is lush, the paths are clear, and new saplings are constantly sprouting and colorful. This process is called neuroplasticity. If you have high levels of BDNF, you learn faster, remember more, and age slower. If you have low levels, you face brain fog, depression, and eventually, cognitive decline. So, how do we make more of it? The most potent trigger is exercise. But not just any exercise. While a long walk is great for stress, to really spike BDNF, you need high-intensity exercise. We are talking about sprinting. Why sprinting? It comes down to lactate. For years, we thought lactate, the lactic acid you produce after a workout, was just a waste product that made your muscles burn. But recent research published in Nature Metabolism reveals that lactate is actually a signaling molecule. When you sprint or lift heavy, your muscles produce massive amounts of lactate. This molecule travels to the brain, crosses the blood-brain barrier, and directly stimulates the production of BDNF. It's a survival mechanism. Your body thinks, we are running from a predator. We need to be sharper and faster, as soon as possible, to survive. A study compared light exercise to high-intensity intervals, and the high-intensity group saw a significantly larger spike in circulating BDNF. Here is a pro tip for you. If exercise is the accelerator, eating is the brake. This brings us to intermittent fasting. From an evolutionary perspective, when did you need your brain to work the best? When you were hungry, when you need to find food? If you hadn't eaten in 3 days, you needed to be smart enough to track prey, remember where the berries grew, and solve complex problems. When you fast, typically for 16 hours or even more, your body switches fuel sources from glucose to ketones. Ketones aren't just fuel, they are signaling molecules. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that intermittent fasting increases BDNF production by 50% to 400% in certain brain regions. Fasting shifts the brain from maintenance mode, the we are safe and full phase, to growth mode, the we need to upgrade the hardware to find food phase. If you are constantly eating, you never flip that switch on. Now we have to look at the villain. You cannot out-sprint a bad diet. The direct antagonist to BDNF is refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup, which are found everywhere, sadly. A study published in Neuroscience found that rats fed a high-sugar diet showed a rapid decrease in BDNF levels and cognitive performance within just a few weeks. It connects back to insulin resistance. High sugar intake makes your cells resistant to insulin. If your brain cells can't get energy from the food you eat, they can't produce the expensive proteins required for growth. Sugar essentially puts a cap on your intelligence. It tells your brain, we have plenty of cheap, easy energy, no need to improve the system at all. If you want to grow new cells, you have to cut the sweets. We've talked about what grows the brain. Now let's talk about what shrinks it. Cortisol. Cortisol is necessary in short bursts, like for the sprint we talked about. But chronic stress, worrying about bills, traffic, and emails 24/7 is toxic, and it creates a huge shock in the entire body, including your brain. High levels of cortisol do the exact opposite of BDNF. While BDNF tries to grow the branches, these are the dendrites of your neurons to make connections. Cortisol prunes them. It physically shrivels the hippocampus. This is why, when you are stressed, you can't find your keys. You aren't just distracted, the physical structure of your memory center is being degraded. To boost BDNF, you must actively manage stress. You cannot grow a garden in a war zone. We can take supplements and run sprints, but the brain is efficient. It won't build new infrastructure if you aren't using it. This is where novelty comes in. Doing the same crossword puzzle every day doesn't count. You are just retrieving old information. To stimulate BDNF, you must be bad at something and take full advantage of it. When you learn a new skill, like a dance step, a new language, or a musical instrument, you are forcing the brain to wire new circuits. The struggle, the frustration, and the focus are the signals that demand BDNF. Enriched environments have been shown in animal studies to physically thicken the cortex. If you stop learning, your brain starts dying. Comfort is the enemy of neuroplasticity. Finally, let's talk nutrition. Is there a pill for this? The closest thing we have in nature is curcumin, the active compound in the spice turmeric. Curcumin is highly fascinating because it is one of the few nutritional compounds capable of crossing the blood-brain barrier, and it is totally natural. A meta-analysis published in Phytotherapy Research concluded that curcumin supplementation significantly increased serum BDNF levels. But there is a catch. Curcumin is poorly absorbed on its own. To get the brain-boosting effect, it must be paired with piperine from a black pepper extract, which increases absorption by 2,000%, and consumed with a healthy fat, like extra virgin olive oil or avocados. Sprinkling turmeric on a dry salad won't do it. You need a high-quality supplement or a golden latte with coconut oil to get that fertilizer into the brain. Stay tuned for the doctor's verdict. Be the gardener. We used to think the brain was a static machine, that you got what you got, and then it slowly broke down with time and bad habits. We now know the brain is like a beautiful garden, and you are the gardener. Every time you sprint, every time you fast, and every time you learn something hard, you are watering that beautiful garden. Every time you eat sugar or let stress run wild, you are burning it down. You have the power to grow a better, faster, more resilient brain. The grow switch is right there. All you have to do is flip it. Let's get those neurons growing. I'm Dr. Levitas, helping you build a better mind. Watch this video suggestion. It was especially picked for you. Also share, comment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It helps a ton with the algorithm. Remain tuned for future videos to empower your health and fitness journey. So, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep going.